Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and if you'd like to apply to be a guest on the show, just head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, so today I have Karen on the show, and I am in downtown Los Angeles at the Latina Tutor event for NAREP. Let me tell you, I don't miss this. My second year in a row. I'll be here next year, too. It's one of these huge events, and NAREP puts it on, and it's one of their key events of the year. So, Karen, first off, welcome.
Thank you so much.
All right. So you were on a panel today, a panel of authors. First, how did the panel go? Talk to me about it.
It was amazing. It was so inspirational. It was wonderful to sit alongside other authors who had very inspiring messages for everybody.
Now, you're part of this, I believe it's a book club and with Gabby, and there's a whole, tell me the ecosystem. How'd you get connected with NAREP, the Latino Tutor event? Tell me the backstory.
Now, I don't belong to their book club, but Gabby did reach out to us because one of my writing classmates was a poet who read a poem at this event last year. And then they wanted to reach out to female authors, and they reached out to myself and one of my other classmates. And so that's what brings us here.
Now, how'd you get into writing? Where'd that start for you?
Well, it started at a young age. My teachers would always tell me that I was a really great writer, and it followed me into college. And I always knew I wanted to tell my story. My book is a memoir. So it's my personal story. And during the pandemic, there was a wonderful woman who has she's a Latina, and she has a publishing company called Alegría Publishing. And she was going to have her second cohort. And this was at the peak of the pandemic. And since we were all in shutdown, I thought, now is the perfect opportunity for me to get into writing this book I've always said I was going to write.
What was it like? We're getting into your first book, and obviously it was during the pandemic, so you're going to remember it was during that time. That's definitely set in stone. But the writing process, once you got into it, was it easy? Was it hard? Did it come to you naturally? Talk to me about the process.
It was all the things.
Wow.
It was all the things. It was easy in that she created an environment for us to come in weekly and share our pages and allow ourselves to be very vulnerable.
Yeah.
And then we received constructive criticism that elevated our stories or whatever we were writing, because there was poets in there as well. And it was challenging. It challenged me to really dig within myself, especially because I was writing a memoir. And so I was uncovering a lot of things that I'd suppressed and brought back to the surface. So sometimes after I would read the pages, I would have to really nurture myself back to health because it was so overwhelming, but it was almost like a release. So it was really powerful to be able to share my story in that very loving space before it got brought out into the world.
Wow. What was it like to after it was out in the world and now everybody knows your story? Obviously, if there was some healing there as you're describing, then there's some things that maybe at first weren't going to be that comfortable to share. What was that like when it was out in the world to finally it's there?
Yeah, it leaves you feeling very vulnerable, obviously, but we were prepared because we talked about that in our classes, which was, there will be the critics, there will be the ones who support you. So be prepared, have some thick skin. That was really important for us to learn to do, because once your story is out there, people feel like they can pull you apart. The thing is, though,
you're public property then.
Yes.
You are.
But here's the thing. Nobody pulls me apart more than myself. So telling my story, no one can hold anything over me because my secrets are all out. I'm literally an open book.
Wow. And so did that feel was it also kind of like a release at the other end of that? Or was it or I don't want to put that word out there, but what was it like? Were you light?
Release is a really good word. It's very telling of what happens when we just put it all out
almost
there.
Like talk therapy, but it's not talk therapy. It's a book. It's now everybody got it.
That's exactly it. It's I got to write it, but it was talk therapy because during the classes we got to share. We all cried together. We all supported each other through it. And then the book is out there. And once it's out there, there's no going back, right?
Yeah.
So you just kind of hold
these out of the bottle.
And in the beginning, you kind of hold your breath going, oh, how's this going to go? But then you're like, no, you know what? I decided to do it and there's a reason for it. And if I can make a difference or help somebody feel less alone, I've done my job.
If there was any takeaways or a theme throughout the memoir that you hope that your readers would walk away with, what would that be?
The importance of loving and choosing yourself first and above all else, meaning other humans, right?
Yeah.
So if you have a higher power, obviously that takes precedence, right? But when it comes to yourself choosing you over your family members, your work, all the things. That's really important because you have to be the ripple effect. You have to lead by example. And so you really can't say to others, love yourself, accept yourself, honor yourself if you're not first doing that for yourself. And that was something that I learned through writing my book, how to honor my voice and hold space for her, that person that needed to be heard and be seen. And so what I want my readers to take away is that they can do that for themselves. If, we go in search of it outside of ourselves so often, we look for external sources to really see us and hear us when we can do that for ourselves.
Amazing. So what's next? I mean, what's next for you? What's next for the book promo? Like, talk to me about what's next. Books don't end there.
Yes. Well, I do think I want to have it translated into Spanish because it talks about my mother's immigration story. And so I think that there are a lot of communities out there that could really connect with the story if it's written in Spanish in their language. I know a lot of Spanish speakers who have picked up my book, but I know that if it's in Spanish, it's just going to hit a little different. So for my book itself, that's my next goal. And then ultimately, I want to write something fun, probably something fiction.
I knew it. I was curious. That's why I was like, I know there's another book coming out because some people, they just catch that book bug. They get one out there that's good. And then I'm like, no, you're doing another or something. I don't know what it is, but I feel like you're going to be doing some more writing.
Yeah. Writing is one of those things where it allows you to use your creative juices and once you get them flowing, but I want to make sure my book is good. So I'm sitting with different ideas. So I have lots of notebooks all over the place with different ideas of what I want to do, but it's going to be fun.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Well, first off, thank you for coming on the show. And the last thing I want to do is look into the camera. How do people pick up a copy of your book? How do they follow you on social media, connect, websites, anything like that?
Well, firstly, thank you for having me. And you can connect with me on Instagram at Karen Moreno Scott. Same with Facebook. Or you can email me if you are interested in getting a copy of my book, coach@KarenMorenoScott.com.
Fantastic. For everybody watching, just so you know, we'll definitely put some links in the show notes so you can just click on the links and head right on over. And speaking of the audience, if this is your first time with Mission Matters and you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe or follow button. This is a daily show. Each and every day, we're bringing you new content, new ideas, and hopefully new inspiration to help you along the way in your journey as well. So again, hit that subscribe or follow button. And Karen, thanks so much again for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.